What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
Hello and welcome into the Tuesday edition of Your Show. My name is Gary. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely little Tuesday. If not, we are always here for you, as we are the only show that we know of originating from Saskatoon, 4 to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday on YouTube. And we're so proud to be able to say that because it takes a lot to go live, I promise you. And you notice with each and every show that we do here, because mistakes are made live. That's why most people don't do it. But we thrive under that, and it creates a feeling that you can't recreate. That's what makes it stand out, too. We also have a dog here that stands out most of the time. Margaret, you're going to make me get the treats. I don't want to get the treats. Can you come up? I don't even know if I have any more treats in there. All right, here we go. Psych. Oh, I can't do that to her. She's too cute. I'm sorry. Okay. We're running low, though. We're going to have to go to Pet Planet. Okay? Sound good? Now you go sit in your spot. Let's do this. You and me together. Bad boys for life. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so proud now to present to you a sort of fluffy butt backwards edition of the Maggie Cam. Oh, here she goes. Come on, girl. Yes. Come on, other way. You can lay down now. There she goes. Man, the Maggie Cam looks so much manlier when you have real men sitting beside you. That's what I'm noticing right now. The Maggie Cam for our fantastic pals over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer when you walk in those doors. Margaret's beautiful boyfriend, Leroy, who's also a greeter dog, will greet you. He'll walk you up to the till, and once you're up at the till, Mike and or Rochelle will take care of all your needs, including all the latest in pet fashion, pet treats, pet foods. They even got the raw foods in the fridges at the back, right beside the best cleaning station in all of the universe. It's all there for you as our puppies are about to get real dirty here. Not only that, they're also open after hours and on weekends just for you, thanks to Kirsten, Shar, and Chris. All of that and so much more waiting for you over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. You think she's going to hit her spot? Hold on, let's go back and see if she's going to hit it. No, never mind. She is sniffing for treats. Like a good old puppy. All right. Tuesdays around here, we call them the All Out of Angst podcast days because we do record our audio version of the All Out of Angst podcast starring two incredible, amazing people. We got Dragon on the ones at Tuesday. Dragon, do you got that little intro that we got set up? Not that one. The one for the All That Angst? Yeah? Maybe, possibly. It's really fun. I want to put that up before we show our guest today. All right, let's pop it. Then it's official. Look at that. Yeah, welcome to All Out of Angst podcast. There's usually the music in the back as well. We're still attaching that. And then when we come back, there we are. We can say one of the three is not here. Matt from All the Bands is in the middle of moving, so he has not joined us. He will be filled in for by the Great Dragon. One guy that we do have, you know him from all the natural products. It's Uncle Mike!
Hey!
The intros are getting better and better.
That was a
You
little
know that?
sketchy.
No, that was good.
Lost a limb on that.
Do you not feel
spin,
safe?
but- Slightly unsafe.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will recover.
Luckily, you're the manliest man ever. And
Well,
nothing could ever hurt you.
thank you.
So before we get into any of the stuff that we do around here on Tuesdays, we do have another special video from the greatest YouTuber on planet Earth. A guy who was not just the motivation for this place, but the precipice, what's an even bigger word? I'm trying to think of the biggest word ever. The conduit. Thank you, Dragon. The conduit for everything here has gone through this man. He's put in so much work. He showed us how to do YouTube the right way. And he is just so incredible. And we love him so much. he's decided to give us another little video. And I could not be more surprised. So I got my headpiece in. We're going to all watch this one together and enjoy the greatness that is the Photo Prospector. Take her away, Dragon.
Okay, now that we got the kinks out. Yes. Well, hello, Gary. It's me again, the Photo Prospector. Just thought I'd add a little bit of decorum, a little bit of class, a little bit of je ne sais quoi. Mostly because of the comments that were left on the episode of your show where I made a special appearance. Episode 207, fast forward 37 minutes, 46 seconds. You know, the other day I did see Drew Remenda. You worked with Drew. He's doing some sporting thing because it's sports that he likes, I believe. Drew Remenda. Drew Remenda. He probably could say his name better than I can. He was in a suit. Wow. He was like powerful and handsome. Smiles, everybody, you bitches. Usually when I saw him, he was like, hoodie, sweatshirts. But the cleanest sneakers ever. Freakishly clean sneakers. Athletic shoes. Like the whitest of white. Can I say he had really white sneakers? Might be crossing some sort of line there. On that same episode, there was a guy ahead of me, and he was rebuilding. My microphone is falling down again. Piece of shit. He was rebuilding a Nintendo controller, I think, and he was taking it apart, and he was cleaning it, showing everybody what pieces where and where to lube things, and it was awesome. And you know what? The light bulb went on. I was late. The snap. I could do something like that. I could put together a little bit of an instructional video. I could, teach, show. So here's a bit of a tutorial if you're going to sell your old computer on eBay and, get your personal data off of there so it's not leaked to the, the whole world. So first thing we want to do is we want to remove the cover here and a few screws and get your tool in there and give it a good pry and Oh geez, what is that? Oh, it looks like a virus and some pore in there that we got to get rid of. So some hot soapy water is probably the best thing. A little bit of Dawn and, get in there and give it a good scrub and then, rinse it off. That's great. The other thing with these things is that the bearings tend to get noisy, the spinny thing in the middle there. So what we want to do is apply a bit of force, not too much, and we want to press that bearing out and put in a new one. There we go. That's awesome. And, it's a reverse order. Just get the, the screws in the right places and bolt it all together. And look at that. It's as good as new. That's awesome. On that, I'm going to leave on this note. I've got a bit of a comment, a bit of a question, a comment under the umbrella of, maybe suggestions. There's a show on your network, The Viewing Room with LB and Dragon. Dragon's a cool name. Don't get me wrong, but he looks like a young Pete Sampras. I think you should call him Sampras. Young Sampras. Sampras. If only he had a white shirt. Get this thing going on. You know what's interesting about The Viewing Room is that they do review a lot of older shows. I don't know. When I was that age, I wasn't watching those movies. I was watching the French channel. I just want to immerse myself in French. I want it to become a better Canadian. Immerse myself in French. Okay, now there's a question. If you had a fight between a T-Rex and a dragon, who would win? I think it's kind of a fashion faux pas to have a button down these days. I don't have any pants on.
Proof is in the pudding. The best in the world at doing what we do here. I've said it all the time. The guy deserves billions of views because he works so hard and he's so good at what he does. That's it. So funny, so intelligent, so kind, so handsome. God, he's so beautiful. I always say, if I ever have to look like anybody, I want to look like him. But he did have a good point about Pete Sampras. I was more of an Andre Agassi guy. So when I hear Pete Sampras or Young Dragon, could be Young Sampras. Either way, before you hop up here, buddy, let's get an email up real quick so people can know how to get a hold of us and how to reach out. You got organizations, you got businesses, you got show ideas. You want to come in and just check the place out. It's all here for you. All you got to do is just send us an email. Watch this. Boom. Ready for the theme song?
Oh, yeah.
There he is. You're a Kool-Aid guy now. I like that. Just send us an email to contact@dufferinav.com. That is the email. This is the theme song. You like how I went for the pitch, too? Like I knew what I was doing?
Yeah.
I didn't at all. You want to toss this thing with me? Come on, get over here. Oh, there you go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Get it out of here. Well done.
Look at that.
Royal Anders is coming in today, so we better do a website just to let everyone know. Also have a website, just like the email, minus the contact and the @ symbol, dufferinav.com. Perfectly sized sign at the end of it. You want to win this one out with me, too? 1, 2, 3. Get out of here. Let's trade that in for Young Sampras. Oh, he's wants to keep peppering it. Really likes the website. Ladies and gentlemen, the final member filling in for Matt from all the bands today. You know him as the co-host of The Viewing Room with our good buddy LB. You also know him as the Dragon. And now Young Sampras. Young Sampras in the house. How are you, old friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I am going to be better once I frame your beautiful face in here. God, I love you. You know that? I really do. Okay. Why are you laughing?
That was very seductive.
Hey, sometimes a guy just got to be a little seductive, I guess.
Oh, God, I love you.
I can tell you
Wow.
that your mic is on, so we're good.
Yes.
So we are good to go. I got so many things to say about that video with the photo prospector.
Yes.
By the way, this, again, All That Inks podcast, also doubling as the Your Show on Tuesdays. Without Matt, it's a little bit different. But when we have Dragon, it's always fun. And I love how you can just fill in for all of these amazing things. You're so talented. You know that? I don't tell you that enough. You're so talented with all of your skills.
It's a very nice skill to know nothing about a subject and then go up there and try and participate in a
And wing
conversation
it.
about
That's
that subject.
Always winging it.
Welcome to Tuesday.
There it is. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Which is also life, I guess, technically.
Yeah, welcome to
welcome to life.
Yeah.
That is it. So he mentioned, again, Photo Prospector, incredible video. I'm really hoping we can get a bunch more from him because he deserves this stage. We said it a million times, the best in the biz. So hopefully he'll start sending us some more stuff over and we will continue to promote him. He mentioned Drew Amenda's white shoes and Drew Amenda's beautiful suit. Drew Amenda, again, he's my mentor. That's my dude right there. He always has a Tide to Go pen on his person. Like, you know how you carry
I
your
like those.
you carry your shooter thing,
EpiPen.
EpiPen. He carries
my shooter thing.
your
sure,
shooter
yeah.
thing that you shoot up with.
Yeah.
He has exact same situation, except for the whole you could die thing. He might actually have some sort of an incident if his shoes ever got dirty. He loves those shoes, so whenever they get scuffed or anything, he pulls out his pen. Always white. Like, he has shoes from 2-3 years ago, mint condition white, because he's always just fixing them up. They call him the sharpest dressed man for a reason. And he also has the best. He's got his own suit guy in town here. He always has the pocket collar stuff going on. Drew Amenda, the epitome of fashion. That was a great drop by him. And to call you Sampras, I love that. The young
Really
Sampras. Do you know anything about Pete Sampras?
He's a tennis player, right?
That's right.
Yes.
There was a time growing up, if you were a fan of tennis, now Uncle Mike, I imagine you probably weren't a fan of tennis.
Not a huge fan. I mean, I
Watching
know
it?
of Pete Sampras,
So,
but yeah.
growing up,
about
there was the big four, is what we called them. There was Pete Sampras, Andre Agassi. Those were like the two most famous ones. Then there was Boris Becker, who was freaking awesome, and we all love Boris Becker, and Michael Chang. That was the big four growing up.
What about the guy that got into all the trouble? He was a tennis player, a little older, maybe. You know,
Well, that's probably Andre Agassi.
no, it wasn't Agassi.
He got in a
It
lot of
was,
trouble.
I don't know. He does cameos in
Tiger Woods.
shows for. He
I'm
like
a
either
Tiger
used to
bro.
fight or drink or it's geez, it was on the tip of my tongue.
I got it.
M. It starts with an
I
M,
got it. John McEnroe.
McEnroe.
Johnny Mac.
I don't know why I liked
He
him.
was crazy.
I don't know. If
Well,
I
we liked him
was-
because he was entertaining. He'd throw his racket.
Well,
he'd
exactly,
tell-
and I think he was the bad boy.
Yeah,
you
man.
know?
He'd tell the umps to go F themselves. He had no issues.
Yeah.
That's pretty a good drop. See, you know
Yeah,
tennis.
I know tennis. I know some names
Can you
in
name
tennis.
Can you name any modern tennis players, anyone? There's a couple big names still out there.
The girls, the twins, or the sisters.
Venus and Serena Williams.
Yes,
Yep,
them.
that's one.
I almost named them.
Wow.
That was good.
I can name celebrities I've seen at tennis games. Is that
We'll accept that. Sure.
is that
give
a
me one.
weird thing on Instagram?
Give
Like
me
you
one.
can like the stupid Instagram feeds nowadays where they're like, yeah, like, Meghan Markle and Harry were at a tennis game this weekend. You're like, okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
I don't understand half
Cool.
the stuff on all the shorts and the social medias. It's like they're referencing something, but I don't know what it is. So I have no context to enjoy it or be angry about it, or I don't know. I don't know if I'm too old, like if I'm not up to date on all the
We are too old.
hip
That is what
stuff,
it is. We're too
or
old, and that's fine.
or if it's like clickbaity and it's kind of meant to leave you.
We have
so
a
then it
young
pumps up the
whippersnapper here. He can
comments or
tell us
something.
what's the deal.
The trick.
Just, I don't know. Well, I'm confused as to why I'm getting it, because I don't think Meghan Markle would be appearing on my feed, because I don't think I'm the target demographic for Prince
Hold on.
Harry.
Right.
If they're at a tennis match, then who's running the Nottingham Castles?
Well, probably King Charles or whoever.
Oh yeah, I
That's
guess there's
probably-
more. There's
yeah.
always more royals, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. So, if you're keeping score at home, young Sampras not a fan of Meghan Markle. That's
not
the takeaway.
that- no,
That's the
no,
takeaway I got for
no,
this.
no.
Oh, okay.
I am not a fan. Well, that's exactly what you said. I'm just not in a negative way. Not in a negative way. I'm just like,
You're not a hater.
That's
it's a saying that I think gets confused, because when you're a fan of someone, you know what I mean?
I'm a
It's
fan of
like,
you.
oh, like I'm a big fan of Gary. But it's like, if I'm not a fan, I can still like not have any issues with the person.
Of course.
and that's
course.
one of my things. Like everyone, let's say the Rough Riders, for example.
Here we go.
Just because I don't actively support them
LB will be so proud of you.
does not mean that I am against them,
That's right.
right?
Here, here.
I fully encourage people to watch and go to games and celebrate. You
Mhm.
probably just won't catch me with a watermelon on my head in the parade,
So you're a
It's
not
like,
fan.
I'm a non-fan.
Very exciting.
I
Threw
switched
one
it up
more
there.
extra in
Yeah.
there. That's a little tough.
Yeah. I'm not a non-fan.
Ooh, yeah.
Does that add up?
That'll clear it.
That
That'll
adds
clarify
up. Yeah,
things.
that was like genius juice in my brain.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like fired synapses that I didn't know were firing. was
Synapses?
good. Synapses? Is it synapses or synapses?
I thought it was synapse.
I don't know.
I've always said synapse, so I look
Let's
like a real
get,
loser.
neither
now.
of us are smart enough to pretend we know anything about brain
Our synapses are a little slow.
Yeah.
Little bit slow.
What's the synopsis on that synapses?
Yeah, exactly. Cinnamon.
The cinnamon is they're not clicking fast enough. That's what it would be. I do want to get this live read in here, you guys, because I'm just loving these ones. I'm trying to wait for him to pop up here. Come on, Mobley. Come on, Mobley. Let's see ya. Oh, that was a close one. It's like a Mobley roulette. Who thinks it's going to be next? Anyone? Anyone?
Oh,
I'm
it'll
thinking
be-
he's going next. He's got to
no,
be coming up.
it'll be one
Come on,
after
Mobley. Oh, I would have just lost all my money again.
Price is right. If you go over, you lose.
That's how I always lose too. Hey, remember there was a moment in here. Prices actually it was inside the heating bill. We were going over the heating bill.
Oh,
UB
yes.
and Royal
Oh,
Anders,
yeah.
and it came at like $149.75, and I believe Uncle Mike went $150,
No, it was.
or
it was
Andy went
Royal Anders,
$150,
yeah.
and then yeah, sorry, you don't actually win, even though you're within a cent.
Yeah.
Like I was like, you won both the showcase showdowns. Like, oh no, wait a minute, you didn't because you went over.
Yeah.
He
But
was within within a
I
dollar.
was even more over.
Yeah,
That's
it
why.
was.
I bet
It was
it's the
really
next-
fun.
I bet it's the next one.
You think so? Wait for Hey, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Get pre-approved before you shop. The housing market's heating up and homes are selling fast. If you're serious about buying, getting pre-approved isn't just smart, it's essential. Mobley Urente with TMG The Mortgage Group will help you know exactly how much you can afford so you can make strong, confident offers. With access to multiple lenders, he'll secure the best rates and terms for you, making the process simple and stress-free. Don't lose out on your dream home. Get pre-approved today. Mobley Urente, mortgages made simple. Call or text 306-370-5804. Again, a big thank you to Mobley joining our team here, as we love him and his beautiful family. And if you want to get some live reads going on there, you want to get some banners going, just let us know. Hit up that email, contact@dufferinav.com, and we can do business. We have best sales guy in the world, right over there. He sells.
Oh yeah.
He sells mostly.
Yeah.
He sells mostly just with his looks. But then once the synapses start firing, the brain gets going, that's when he becomes the beast. That's the dragon in him.
Yeah.
Unleash the
When
dragon.
the brain starts firing, that's when I get Ryan to do the sales. That's
The beautiful part is, around here we do things different. That's our sales guy. You know, there's lots of places that have lots of sales guys, slick look, and got their suits on. They're going to come in and tell you a million things. We have a friend who's going to come in and say, hey, we can help you.
How could you not trust that face? Like, it's the suit guys that I don't trust.
Me either. The other ones that pull out the baseball bats, the kneecaps.
Yeah.
We don't need that. We
Right.
don't do that around here. Anyways, all right. That's most of the house cleaning. We do have in the description, bless you, Hockey Helps the Homeless. This Friday, it's happening. And apparently we just got the go-ahead to get mic'd up. And I'm looking very forward to that as we're going to have a nice little recap of the big day. Fundraising so much. We had the Bamfords in for a record for Beyond the Keys. That's their podcast. And we were talking a little bit more about the whole process and how excited we are. And it's going to be very cool to sort of give people that access to go behind the scenes and, you know, see how the whole thing goes throughout the day. The Dragon and I are going to have some fun doing that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
and
blast.
you can still make donations. In the description, there is a link for you to help out in this city. We say all the time, do good things, they'll happen to you. This is another way for you to do that. Hit the link, you make a donation. That money stays in Saskatoon and goes to our friends at the Friendship Inn, the YWCA, and the Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center. Just another great way to help not just the people around you, but the city that you live in. It's not going all over the place, it's staying right here. Another great way for you to get in the good books with the universe, which is what we're all
Sorry.
doing.
When is that game? Friday?
This Friday. So it's a whole bunch of games throughout the day.
Okay.
Over at
When
Murray's
is your game?
Three of them.
Yes,
So we have one at 9 o'clock, one at noon, and then one at 3. I believe is how it works out. So I'm going to be out there struggling. It's going to be bad. But being
I know
mic'd
the
up, it's
smell
gonna
of
be so
your
good.
skates at the end of that day.
All that equipment. I haven't,
Content
smell
on its
of
own.
anything.
I haven't played. When was the last time? The last time I played was, it would have been not this December, but the December before that. It was a personal favor to our old buddy Pistol Pete over at SCS. He's like, man, all I want for Christmas is for you and Johnny Sherman to come out and play some hockey with me.
Nice.
So Sherman and I went out there. We played some hockey. I haven't touched anything since.
Do you remember how to skate?
Oh, yeah. Like riding a
You
bike.
don't forget that.
Can I tell you something?
Of course.
If I go a season without skating or do something like that, done.
Really?
Yeah, I have
Just
to relearn
gone?
it every time. Same with skiing.
Really?
Love skiing.
Maybe it's
And I
something
haven't
wrong
done
with
I
your
haven't done skiing
synapse.
in 2 years.
But I'm blaming the synapses, too.
But I don't know what it is. Every single year, I would have to relearn skating, and I would have to relearn like skiing and stuff if I wasn't doing it like consistently. I don't know what it is, and I would learn it like decently quick once you start doing it.
Right.
But like the first time, I'd put on the skis.
But do you go up there? Are you like, like
No,
it was
no,
your
no,
first
no.
time?
No,
right.
no,
so
no,
I
no,
mean,
no.
there's some muscle memory. There's some like you're
does
not
grow,
you're not
like-
going in totally blind, right? It's,
Yeah, like but you know what I mean. Like if I do the skiing thing right, and I'm enjoying myself. When I pick it up the next year, like I have to do the bunny hill like first. You know what I mean? Like I got to get
you
the
gotta ease
confidence.
back
like,
into
you
it.
got to
Yeah.
work off the
and do the whole
cobwebs.
thing.
Those are
And
called-
I don't know what it is. I just feel like it takes a while. Like especially if I'm not doing it. Like
Those
I
are
just
called
feel like,
warm-ups. You just warm up.
Yep.
It's all good.
yeah. I
It also
guess so.
helps if you were never good. Like I've never been good at skating.
Well,
so-
and that's another thing too, right? you think you
Also
were better
plays
than you
into it.
are,
Yeah.
like a past glory thing in your head, and then you realize like, wait, hold on a second.
you get humbled pretty quick.
It was I like probably just a couple, like maybe 5 years ago. I skated for the first time in probably 25 years, and I developed. I mean, yeah, same thing, but it's like you never really forget. You get them on. It's like you got to relearn how to kind of stop or whatever. But then I friggin' loved it.
Yeah.
And I was skating like we're at the rink by our house, like just
Mhm.
over here. I'd go every night. I'd meet up with a buddy.
Yeah.
And
Skating's
and
awesome.
just skating. I just do laps.
Yeah.
Just do laps.
Feel the wind in your beard.
And then it's like, we should bring a hockey stick, you know. So I had to buy a hockey stick.
In my mind right now, I feel like I could be more confident teaching someone how to skate than skating myself right now.
Wow.
Isn't that a weird thing?
That is.
Is that a
Very weird.
mental block? What do you think? Like I could perfectly, maybe not perfectly, but I could like explain to someone like skiing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And like the form and stuff like that by watching them do it and where they should be like putting their legs
Yeah.
and the pizza slices and all that
Yeah.
crap.
French fries.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
pizza,
yeah.
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 You French
But-
fried when you should have pizza, bro.
Mhm.
Yes. But
That's always good.
for some reason, like I feel like I would be nervous to hop on the skis myself at first. Isn't that just like a weird random thing? Like it's like isn't that
Not
just
really,
dumb?
because what's the old saying? If you can't do
as
teach.
do as I say.
If you can't beat him,
Not as I do.
Yeah, something about if you're not good at it, then you can teach it.
Thanks
Right.
for sneaking
Yeah.
that one.
And then
in,
if you can't do that, then you teach Jim or something. That's a joke.
Hey,
Not my joke.
I love
Just a
Jim.
joke I've heard.
See, that's my favorite move, the Norm Macdonald. I've talked about numerous times here.
Oh, you cannot
Wait.
stop with the Norm.
It's
McDonald.
it's just so it's the most perfect, it's the most perfect backdoor into telling a joke you want to tell without any other repercussion, right? And just if you're keeping score, my mom just texted again saying she loves Photo Prospector. Mom, we all love Photo Prospector. He's the best, so we are very happy to be promoting him as much as humanly possible. So Norm Macdonald goes on a show, like a late night show, and he right off the bat he sets it up so unbelievably perfectly. He says, I can't do a Norm impression, so I won't try it, but he basically says, I had the craziest ride in the cab over here. The cab driver told me the craziest joke you will ever hear in your life. Like, I'm talking something I could never, ever, ever say on the air. And then, of course, the crowd goes, oh, come on, do it. And the host's like, come on, just do it. He's like, no, I can't. Like, you don't understand. If I repeat what this guy told me, I will be, like, in a lot of trouble. Like, we can't do it. And he keeps going, and everyone keeps egging him on. And egging him on. Like, come on, just say it, just say it. So then when he finally starts to deliver his joke, within the first sort of mini punchline, the whole crowd, like everyone's like, oh, like you can't say that. And he goes, hey, it wasn't me. I didn't say
Right.
it. I'm just repeating what I was told.
Yep.
And that goes all the way through the joke until he hits his like big punchline. And it's like just the genius that guy operates on.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to be like, all right, how does someone go on the air of like a big late night show and say this joke? How do I go about doing that?
Yeah.
He did it
By
perfectly.
not saying it.
That's it. By someone else saying it. You're
said
just repeating it.
That's right.
So that's very, very cool. Royal Anders in the house? You're not feeding the dog, are you? Okay, good. Candy's for you. Maggie's going to get a bunch for our date later because we have to trick her when we leave. So, ever tell you guys that? That's another fun story around here. Yeah, you know all about it. I don't know if I told you, Maggie has like, just like I do, crippling anxiety whenever we're apart.
Separation anxiety.
That one too, yeah, all of them. And all the anxiety.
She's just afraid of heights, which is terrible for a thing on legs.
Afraid of being afraid. That's the worst.
Yep, all of those. So in order to trick her, if she stays inside, I can't leave her inside because she just howls the whole time. Like my neighbor, shout out to Don Darcy, two of the best neighbors ever, said, yeah, it sounds like your dog was dying for the last couple hours while you were gone. It's like, what? Turns out that she can't be left inside. So we leave her outside. But if she sees me leave, she'll do the same thing outside. So what we do is we go, I put her food out, and then when she starts eating, I run out the front door. I make sure she sees me go inside. Then she just thinks I'm inside.
Yep.
And then she just chills out. Little trick of the trade.
It's crazy that the worst thing that happens to a three-legged dog is Gary leaving the house.
I told her when we moved in here, welcome to your retirement home. You are no longer a dog. You are a soul that is on her retirement tour.
Retirement tour.
We're on the same level. So she gets treated just like I get treated around here, which is pretty good. So she just lives her best life. And that's, again, you have some side effects like all the anxieties, but at the same time,
We also
got a
treat
great
you
dog.
with three legs here, if you know what I mean.
You know my mom's watching this, right? Mom, that was a wiener joke from Dragon, a.k.a. Pete Sampras. So, keep a score at home.
Anders like that one.
Really? You can always tell the guys that have three legs, they always laugh it up a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Yeah, we get it. You got a big one, bud. All right, so we are doing the All Out of Angst podcast, minus our beautiful, sweet Matt, who is in the middle of moving. So he's dealing with all that. Oh, here we go. Dragon's got
That's so
something.
awesome.
Oh, you just pumped for him.
Oh, I'm just so happy for him. Yeah.
Well, it's not right now. Well, I guess we can all be happy for him, but he's also stressed to the nines.
Yeah, it's not the honeymoon
It's the
stage.
worst
He's got
part,
a
yeah.
list.
Yeah,
I
so he's
imagine.
powering through that today. Couldn't make it. Sends his regards. We do have a movie expert here, co-host of the viewing room.
Mm-hmm.
Big drop. And if you're on the social medias at all, you probably saw the trailer for Happy Gilmore 2.
Gilmore
Happy
too?
Gilmore 2. What do we know about this movie so far? Fill us in.
Okay. It's a sequel. It's not a remake. Most of the original cast that are alive are coming
I
back.
see. I thought you were being funny. Yeah.
Obviously, Carl Weathers isn't doing any surprise cameos because he's not
Hold on.
here.
We can't have like a Princess Leia situation where we sort of just animate
Oh,
them
I'm
type of
sure
thing?
they're going to do something like that,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Obviously, the guy who played Shooter McGavin, I forget his name, is coming back.
Yeah.
it seems like it's gonna be like the trailer came out today. It seems basically like it's gonna be like a journey. He's retired, Happy Gilmore, and it looks like they're being forced to move again, and it's gonna be kind of like a remake in a way where it seems like he has to like pick up the clubs again and go to
Okay.
town and destroy Shooter McGavin to basically get the title and get the house back and all that stuff. There's a Ben Stiller cameo in the trailer.
I imagine the
Obviously,
cameos.
Ben Stiller's like the nursing guy, whoever he played, is coming back.
Now, well, I gotta do this properly. My fingers hurt. Oh yeah? Well, now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Does anyone else fingers hurt? And then Happy was,
I
oh,
didn't think
Mr.
so.
Gilmore, impressive trophy you got there. Love that guy.
Yes.
My fingers hurt.
That was
It's
good.
way better than mine.
Fingers
I can't do a good old lady.
It's very interesting to see. Now, obviously, the lady who played Happy Gilmore's grandma is passed, but she never passed away in the story, so that's another thing that they're probably going to have to touch on
Ah.
because,
A lot of open ends.
technically it's like, 30 years later?
Yeah, I guess it's been really
Yeah,
a long time
That's
for a sequel.
crazy.
Yeah, 90s movie. He's wearing the Boston jersey.
Go
that he
Bruins.
has, so the
Burns are having a rough time right now. Probably shouldn't talk about him.
But yeah, I really don't know 100% what to expect. I'm excited. I mean, come on,
You're a huge-
they played like the
You get some Tuesdays Gone again?
no, they didn't play that, and I was kind
Oh.
of disappointed. But they played like the staple Adam Sandler song, like that's magic. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, it's magic.
yeah.
That song?
That's in like 100 Adam Sandler movies out of
Yeah. Good song.
300. But yeah. But that's what they played in the trailer. I really hope they open with Tuesdays Gone again because that would be like incredible.
It's
a
literally
Netflix original.
You can't. There's no way you can do a better opening, and I don't just mean in this movie, but that Happy Gilmore, the original opening, is probably
Goosebumps
the
thinking about
best.
it.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
best opening of all time for any movie. It's so funny.
Well, I mean,
This could be a debate. I'd like to know other ones that are out there. I can't even think of any right
Baby
now.
Driver, that's a pretty good opening. That
I
one's
don't
like
know
a
what
really
Baby
solid
Driver is.
little car chase. I could think of more, the Deadpool opening.
Yeah,
That
but
one
that's
was
all like
pretty sick.
actiony. I guess you'd have to break it down a bit, just because
Genre by genre.
just the idea of a guy pretending everything is his wiener and turning it into his jobs and having it carry over so well.
Yes,
You
like
know?
what we do here.
Yeah, literally, that's probably what it is. Like
Where the inspiration came from.
ever since I saw that movie, all I've ever wanted to do was go to a gas pump and put it between my legs and be like, I was a gas jockey, and just let one go all the way up. That's all I wanted to do. Grab a
Gas is too expensive to do that.
Yeah,
way
that's
too
why I've never had
one
the urge.
spray. That's $20, sir.
Yep.
So that was worth it.
Yeah,
But that intro is amazing.
it is only on Netflix, from what I can tell.
So we're not going theaters?
I don't think it's going to theaters. I guess I couldn't. It said it was like Netflix coming to Netflix blank date. So maybe they will do a theatrical release somewhere.
How can you
I
not?
bet they would make a ton of money.
How
if they
could you
did.
not? Yeah.
In 3 hours, the trailer had 1 million views.
You know
so,
what?
So what are we doing, guys? Like,
I bet you this is Netflix flexing. Sure, we can get your movie made, but you can't go to a theater. I bet you there's some sort of greasiness like that.
yeah, I
Because this is as far as
they would make more money.
dude, yeah. As far as a sequel goes, this is a sequel that people want to see, and I say that because they did it properly. They brought back all the characters, and it's a continuation of the original story. So it's not like we're remaking Happy Gilmore. It's not like we're around this or that.
It won't be. It's confirmed as of 4 hours ago.
Well, and I was gonna say, what about like some of Sandler's latest, like I don't know, Uncut Gems?
Oh, they've been
or
on just
they-
Netflix. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, right. So I think there's probably some cahooting.
I just think the hype
know,
is a
or
little
it's-
bit bigger.
for sure, a little bit of a different
They would
thing,
make-
but
they would make more money.
The original is perfect. Why would you not take some? Because it's going to, I guess, you know what it comes down to? Like everything else comes down to money. And I
Mhm.
imagine they see more money this way than going to the theater.
I just don't see how though, because like who's buying a Netflix subscription to see like who hasn't already had a Netflix?
That's a great
subscription?
question. What's
You
the
know what I mean?
breakdown in there?
Like I get it when they released The Last of Us season 2 to Crave. I get it compared to like Amazon or whatever it was originally, because people want to see that second season so bad. Who has Crave compared to like people who have Netflix and Disney Plus, right? If we're looking at average viewership, so they're gonna get a ton more people buying memberships just to watch The Last of Us for a month, Okay, done. Maybe a couple people forget to to cancel, and then they get another money of that stuff. Okay, perfect, fine. I see the benefit there. But it's Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, they have a ton of viewership, so they know it's going to be a big event with people watching it. Like, does Netflix make money off of people who already have Netflix watching more stuff?
That's the question.
Like, it's like,
How does that work?
how
How
are
does
they
that
making
set
money
up?
off of
Yeah.
that? They're paying for server space, so they're like, all roads, in my opinion, unless there's advertisements, means they're losing out on some stuff.
Mhm.
So maybe there's enough people with ad memberships that are going to watch it.
Now we're
Right.
digging
But-
deeper.
And
Okay.
we don't know how all that
But
works,
yeah, like
Yeah.
right?
just
Like,
from a surface level, with like 1 million people watching the trailer within the first 3 hours of it being out, bet that number's doubled by now, right? 4
Yeah,
or 5 hours in. But like, why don't we go the theater route? You know what I mean? Even if they just did select AMC theaters, like a bunch of these things do across the states, I bet they would still make a crap ton of money. I bet they would make $30 million just off of that, and then put it on Netflix at the same time, do whatever, and you got enough people wanting to go see Adam Sandler in theaters, right? You know what I mean? So it's just like,
I think
it's
you,
interesting to me.
I think you really, really hit something there about the advertising within the movie.
and
Because
I'm
we
sure,
know Easy Dragon got
True.
upset.
Yeah, that is true.
You know,
yeah.
maybe like Subway pays a crap ton because, like you said, just by paying your Netflix subscription, you can watch it anytime. It's not like you're paying extra to see this movie. It's like a free movie. Use the term incredibly loosely, but it's getting it into whatever WWE said, like 490 million households around the
Now,
world.
I would argue the thing is, a lot of the times when you see like placement in movies, it's not like they're actually paying for that. It's like, you have permission to show your product in this movie, and we aren't gonna sue you for the rights, like
Mhm.
errors and omissions insurance,
Like a trademark
right? Like,
or whatever it is.
like we're fine showing that. Now, I guess that's lower budget stuff. But like when you see like a Toyota in a car, like in a movie, you know they purposely had that be a Toyota car for
Yeah.
a reason, right?
Right.
But like, I guess, do we think Netflix has the power to like look at people and be like, hey, if you give us this much money, we'll put your car that Happy Gilmore drives? Or do you think the Netflix like producers and stuff don't care?
I think there's a lot that goes into that, like
Yeah.
as far as product placement, and like I know when I used to work in Winnipeg, like it was, you'd have a list of, it's like, oh, you couldn't afford Coke, so you get Pepsi or whatever, right? Like you have to pay.
Reese's
Depending
Pieces and
on-
E.T.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be M&Ms. And I said, heck no, we're not going to do an alien movie. Reese's Pieces like, hell yeah, we are. And Reese's Pieces went through the roof.
Another thing that I was thinking about in this whole movie theater Netflix release
Great conversation. I love
fiasco,
this. This is good.
is maybe it's, I don't know, I was reading or watching this thing the other day, and it was like movies that came out in the theaters and basically tanked, but then became huge hits at the Blockbuster.
Fight
or
Club?
the movie, you know what I mean? Like they weren't observed as being a movie theater box
Cult
office
classics.
blowout. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then especially now, like I don't like going to movies
Mhm.
in theaters. It's
Mhm.
too.
He doesn't know what that
it's-
feels like. He
I know.
loves the theaters.
I'm not in my head. I agree, but like,
Come on.
This is like the fan, but not a fan. I agree
Yeah.
with you, and I understand, but that
you're
doesn't afflict
wrong.
me personally.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And it was not meant to be directed at you.
Yeah.
But
Here,
it's and so maybe that's like the demographic that are going to watch Happy Gilmore. Maybe they're not moviegoers anymore. Maybe they're 40 and 50-year-old people that want to sit at home on a Friday night. And I don't know.
I could see
I'm
that.
just,
And
you
I
know,
feel like my
throwing things out
perspective
here.
might be skewed because it is very hard to go to a movie theater. It's expensive. If you have to it sucks to go use the bathroom throughout a movie because
Watch.
that's like a fear of mine.
Watch how sexy he gets when he talks about the popcorn.
There's certain elements that
Pop-
just aren't fantastic, right? You got to find parking. It's cold. It's Saskatchewan,
Wait for
right?
the popcorn.
You don't want to do all the things. It's expensive. You're surrounded by people. Some of them might be sick, and then you're like, yo, I might get sick and do whatever. Got to sit through 20 minutes of previews before. There's all these things that make it a little negative. For me, the positives outweigh that, like big screen, great
Right.
sound, fantastic popcorn.
Thank
There you
you.
go.
You got
I was
so
trying to
pumped
hold
up.
it off
That
as
was so
long
good.
as possible.
See,
Yeah.
and for me,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
It's almost too big of a screen, and the sound is too loud. Like I literally, it's like
And I feel that way sometimes too.
Bombards the
When I
senses.
watched
Yeah.
when I watched Top Gun, I was like actually kind of like at some point the sound was so good I was plugging my ears in.
and
some
we
point.
got,
Yeah.
I think it was it Top Gun, yeah, because we took my dad and my uncle used to love going to movies, so they would take us. Like I saw Terminator 2 when it first, I was like 9 or something when we went to Terminator 2.
Don't cry thinking about it.
Yeah. But so we took Silex and my brother's like, yeah, we should like go to a movie together. And Top Gun had just come out. This was a couple years ago, and was like, well, we got to get the D box seats, right? So it like it's another $10 on top of the ticket, whatever. And then it shakes and it does this thing, and I'm like, this is a friggin' sensory overload for me. Like I couldn't, I want to enjoy the movie. I enjoy watching movies, but I start. Yeah, sensory overload, and then I start getting antsy. I can't get comfortable. I can lean back, but it's
Exactly.
You sound real old right now.
When you look at it,
could be more curmudgeon.
when you look at it, no, I don't even think it's an age thing. When you look at it, I think it can affect anyone. If you're going to be spending $30 to go see a movie for your ticket and like snacks or whatever, and you could spend $6 at home and potentially be comfier and have more control over your options, you know what I mean? You have to very much enjoy that movie experience or not do it very often to be able or really want to see something to make it happen, right?
Yep.
And I feel like for me, when I'm excited to see something and I want to have that experience and pay that $30 because I'm passionate about it, it makes sense. But I don't think what you're saying, maybe like 20 years ago, that was a hot take to be like, oh, I'd rather stay at home.
Right.
But I think when you look at the prices now, I think that solely is enough of a reason for people to be like, I can wait for this to come to Disney Plus.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you're perfectly right for saying it, right? And
So now,
that's someone who wants to like have my movies in a theater someday. Like I freaking understand, man.
Yeah.
Like it's like, yeah.
So now, with all of that explained, how the hell does Netflix make money off of this? How does Netflix make money off of Happy Gilmore 2? Where is that coming from?
So this is one thing. If Netflix Studios has enough pull, I see a universe where they're like, okay, listen, Subway, we want you guys to come back because of the Subway partnership, whatever.
Talk about a hole in one.
But it's sorry, that's so funny.
The best.
I love that you guys also love this movie because it's
Hey, Happy,
even though
over
like
here.
I
best.
joined the club of this movie late.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't alive when it came out,
Yeah.
but
Right.
like I freaking love this movie. It's one of my
It's a
favorite
masterpiece.
comedies of
It's
all
a
time.
masterpiece. We've talked about this many
It's
times.
it's my favorite
Yeah.
sports movie too.
Absolutely.
I see a world where they're like, okay, but you're gonna have to pay for this, right?
Yep.
In some way, or to promote the movie, what you're gonna have to do if we do this product is you're gonna have to put a discount on what Happy Gilmore would order, something like that, something crazy, and make commercials about it and advertise the movie. And they're like, okay, well, yeah, it would be advertising for us too, so we'll give you guys some money towards the production. So that's something, right? Like brand placement. But like I said, a lot of the times, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a mutual thing. Like I'll advertise your product if you let me use your product. And then it's like, we have some like actual brands and the thing. So it feels like real life. So I don't know. The other opportunity would be like, okay, are people buying subscriptions for this?
Yeah.
Are people really buying this,
No.
like to see a sequel? It's like, no, again,
But then,
very popular though.
on the flip side, how much does it cost to release a movie in the theaters?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like obviously there's
rollouts and they have
yeah, I mean,
premieres
right?
and all
Like,
sorts
it's,
of things.
It's all this stuff. So I mean, maybe it's
They're gonna have
I don't know,
Netflix
but-
premieres anyways. So
yeah.
It's just
I'll make some phone calls. I'll make some phone calls to
I'm thinking
Mr.
of
putting the
Netflix
money, if
or
Netflix
Mrs.
is
Netflix.
putting the money into it, I don't see why they shell it a little bit to have it in select theaters where they know their demographic might be higher. I do agree with your logic that it might be cheaper to just put it on to Netflix because there's more of the demographic. But then at the same point, like, how are we really making the money?
That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
What
maybe
if-
it's a tax write-off because they're making something.
right.
What if they?
But look how many productions Netflix puts out now. Like almost every second show or movie you watch, maybe not. Every
And they've
second,
lost
but
their reputation
it's
of
like-
being good. They
Yeah,
used to
and
have like a huge
oversaturated it,
reputation,
yeah.
but they're losing it,
Yeah.
right? So
I mean, I still spend a half an hour looking for
Ugh,
something, and
that's
then
why I don't have
choose
Netflix, man.
nothing.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Anyway.
With maybe there's something in how they pay everybody within the recording studio. As in, maybe because Netflix has so much money, they say, all right, here's your salary, here's your payment, and they pay everyone whatever is in a contract, and then that's your money you make off the movie. Is that a possibility, or is that just crazy?
I'm not,
Because you're not bringing anything in when you put it out there.
well, like maybe they see enough draw that people are going to really want to see it and get a Netflix or decide to renew that next month. Maybe it's like they can look at it as like an entrepreneur thing where they're like, get a bit of a tax write-off or something because the money that's coming in, they're actually trying to create jobs with it. And so they're like, oh, government, but look, we created 150 jobs plus probably 400 jobs on the film that we just made, and we employed these people with that money, so now you can't really tax us on that. Does that kind of make sense in your mind?
I mean,
right? Like,
I
it's
think
like,
we can all agree that Netflix is still making a boatload of money.
Yeah.
Like,
with
maybe they
releasing
just
this
like-
movie and as well.
Do they
as all
fall
their
under the
other
same
movies.
regulations as all the other movies?
for what? Going straight to streaming.
Whatever the rules are.
I
don't
feel
know.
like they wouldn't have to make certain DCPs or anything like that. So
Yeah.
or like
there has to be a
or
reason
like-
you do it that way.
lots of but they would still do the press circuit. So like it's and they would make the entertainment packages and stuff like that. But I just don't feel like they would have to make the same type of exports and stuff because they wouldn't have to make it accessible for different theaters. They wouldn't
Right.
have to put in the effort to try and make different like 5.1 surround mixes because there's only going to be one mix because it's going on to Netflix
Right.
and that'll be its package. So
There's a lot going on here.
hard to say.
Like a lot going on.
But then in that same instance, if they're already doing a red carpet, which they will do a red carpet, they're going to have to make like a certain DCP for that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
why couldn't that DCP play at those AMC theaters if you have the resources?
HIJK.
It's
Elemental P.
it's interesting.
My mind just
DCP and
broke, yeah.
AFC. I
And
don't
that
know.
goes back to what I said about
The
the Last
DDP.
of Us. It's like The Walking Dead.
Yep.
I'm watching that right
Carl!
now.
Give me your.
I want to watch.
He does a great
We
impression.
can all live together, Carl.
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
He just ruined the whole series for us. Yeah.
Jays.
I'm on season 11. I'm almost done.
He does a
I
great
would-
Eugene too.
Uh,
You're
how do you
slowly
know-
turning into like
how
a
do you-
character
How do you know my
impressionist.
Eugene impression is good?
Dude, I listen when you talk.
Oh wow, I should learn how to do
It's okay.
that.
It comes with old age. You just get sick of talking at some point, and then you just listen.
Well, I'm not.
You're still in
I'm
your
not
talking
sick yet.
phase.
I'm
Yeah,
in
it's
my
good.
talking phase.
Yeah.
I'm hot.
You're
in
carrying
my
the show
talking
today,
phase.
man. You're crushing it.
And my other point was I want to watch all the spin-offs.
Ah.
Now I think maybe this is tinfoil hat conspiracy. If they're all on whatever AMC or whatever the
Mhm.
service is, because it's all an AMC show, why are we putting it on Netflix if it's the AMC streaming service? Well, we put it on Netflix for a bit, maybe draw people to Netflix, but
You
someone
wanna
like
see the
me who
new
wants to
stuff.
watch all the spin-offs,
Mhm.
well, maybe
Goes
I
to
just got
AMC.
HBO or AMC or whatever that it's on for a month to go watch all the spin-offs, right? And so that's kind of why I'm like, maybe it's something that they might pass around for a bit because maybe there's like a secret network of CEOs under the table being like, I take this, you take this. You see what I mean?
Or they're all under one CEO.
They're probably all owned by
BlackRock.
something, right?
It's all
Like,
BlackRock.
yeah, I mean, come on, let's get real, folks. There's
Very
no,
simple.
there's no independent big business.
I'm
It's
not here to
all
spread
friggin'
conspiracy theories, but I'm
conglomerate.
just like, there's got to be some sort of like way that people are
Oh, yeah.
benefiting.
This is the whole. It's not even a piss around. It's not even upsetting. It's just all so confusing. Trying to figure out, okay, you're not going to go into a theater with a movie that a lot of people want to see. You're going to keep it on a Netflix. Why are you doing that? What goes into that decision? Because to a normal person like us, that seems insanely dumb because you're missing out on a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
That's what it
Maybe
comes
they
down to.
see enough draw that people are going to just get subscriptions or renew because they're putting out cool content.
Or the answer could already be out there and we just don't know it.
here's the thing.
Probably.
Yeah, so we could probably just Google it right now. It's how does Happy Gilmore 2 make money? I'm
What
sure
I
you'll
don't
find
get,
it.
July 25th. Why not make it August 1st so people renew for one more month? I
I'm
guess does
sure-
your billing date start at the first of the month, or is it like when you signed up?
I don't got a Netflix.
Because
I'm not
then it's like incentive to renew for one more month.
Right.
Is how I look at that.
How much does the subscription go now?
Oh gosh,
I think
probably like $17.
I think it just went up again.
I think and I think they're also doing another set of roll-ups. Yeah.
Yeah. So if, say, you're already going to 490 million plus households, if a couple 100,000 people sign up just for this, you're not making any money. So the whole this is going to attract new people to your platform idea is out the window. That just doesn't add up.
Well,
If someone works for Netflix
Yeah,
and is watching or listening today,
Here's
please
the
feel
answer.
free to
Okay,
shoot an email
here's
with
the
some
other thing.
answers to.
this is going to bring a
Contact
wave
at
of
Dufferin.com.
this is going to bring a wave of nostalgia.
Oh, I like this.
So they're like, okay, well now we can sell Happy Gilmore toys,
Mhm.
maybe directed to adult. Maybe we do
Jerseys,
like
hats.
maybe we do some things. What if we do a Happy Gilmore Lego set? Like,
You just blew his mind.
This is a big golf conspiracy. This
Oh.
is to get people back into golf.
golfing. Interesting.
It
Take
all
us
makes sense now.
all the way back
It
to the
all
golf
makes
surge of,
sense.
was it 30 years ago? When Happy Gilmore 1 come out?
Yeah.
92,
92, I was gonna say.
Yeah, right around there.
92 maybe, yeah.
So over 30 years?
Yeah.
Golfing slowed down. They're
Big,
trying to bring it
big
back.
golf.
So what you're saying is the answer actually is Tiger
I
Woods.
thought you said big golf.
Tiger.
At first. I was like,
Well,
what?
see you later.
What does
Well, what do you go
7-Eleven
for
have to
after
do
you
with
go
it?
play
Yeah.
some golf? You go for a big gulp.
It's interesting.
It's
right?
crazy.
And
I did not expect us to spend a whole show
there's-
talking about
yeah.
this.
There's some weird, not conspiracy. It's just like you have to
Something's
wonder.
up. Something's up.
Like there has to be some sort of deal, and obviously, it's like the worst thing about a TV show, right? When in the streaming age, anyways, is you used to be able to watch a TV show, like Grey's Anatomy, The Office, whatever. You knew exactly it was going to
watch
be.
Grey's Anatomy?
No, I never watched Grey's
Okay.
Anatomy. It's
Nothing
just
wrong
like,
with that.
The Walking Dead. You knew where it was going to be when the new season came out in the TV era. Now we're in the streaming area.
Scheduled viewing. We talk about it all the time here.
And now it's like, okay, well, you made the last season on this service, so why are we doing it on this service? Why is the new Halo on Netflix when it was being made on Paramount the last season? Like, you know what I mean?
The
And it's-
money.
Exactly. I think they see more opportunities to be like, if we can sell this property and the rights here, we can make some money. And whatever they don't, they can pay us a little extra and we can profit off of that because they see that people might flock to their service to watch that. Because I bet there's a lot of people nowadays, and especially the pandemic, when money's tight, you can't afford 3 streaming services a month. Again, it doesn't make sense even economically because you're not watching that much TV.
Right.
So you go, okay, do exactly what I do. Okay, 2 months of Netflix here. Now I'll get a month of Crave here, and then I'll get 3 months of Paramount, and then I'll do 2 months of Disney Plus.
Yeah, then you end up with all those accounts and you forget to
Right.
freaking cancel.
and my-
That's how they make the money.
In my family, it's Disney Plus and Netflix is what we pay for. And when a new series comes out on a show that my parents want to watch, they'll get like a month of that. They'll binge it, and then we'll just go back to Netflix and Disney, and those are the two constant. And then sometimes we'll cancel Netflix or Disney. You know what I mean? When it's like we
Time.
don't see the value,
Yep.
time and money.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's like exactly. My mom was just talking about this yesterday. We're gonna get Crave to watch or whatever it is to get maybe HBO to get the new season of The Last of Us. But like we're doing that, right? Just so we can watch that show. So there's got to be like some traffic numbers you can see of people just jumping around.
Oh, for sure. Maybe
You're not loyal to a
Maybe
stream
that's the
service.
payment that they're getting. Is this is such a big movie that they'll figure out. Easy, Marge. They'll figure out numbers and get information. Maybe that's what they're getting paid in.
Well, yeah, they can probably shop it around a bit, like to other streaming services where it's like, okay, well, we've written off all this money because really, like, we're making jobs. So, like, then they'll just tell the government, and the government's all like, okay, perfect, you made jobs. And then it's like, oh, well, now we'll sell it to Paramount, and Paramount will stream it for 2 months with however much they pay us. So we're getting money there, and Paramount's going to pay us extra that people go to Paramount because they think they can profit off of it. And it's just going to be perpetual motion machine of that, like, money flow. You know what I mean?
Is there any way we can get out of the whole non-scheduled viewing, the whole content at your fingertips, anytime you can watch it? I talk about this place here. I was explaining it actually earlier today. We're doing a previously recorded segment for our friends over at 3 Hall. And I was talking about how even with this show that you're watching right now, you probably noticed I never called this a podcast. This isn't a podcast. This is a TV show on a network. That's what this is.
Isn't
This is
this
scheduled viewing 4
The
to
All Out
5
of Eggs
p.m.
podcast.
Well, it's also that too, yes. But only on Tuesdays. Only on Tuesdays.
Only on Tuesdays is this a podcast.
And that's the audio only version. So you don't get the visual. But the idea that we all come together to enjoy this show at this time, that's what's gone. And now we have all these streaming services with way too many options. No one can figure anything out. No one can just pick a show and watch it. It's almost like we as human beings need to be set with a scheduled viewing time. And then we can all come together and watch it and then all talk about it throughout the week. You have a show here every day, 4 to 5 p.m. It's a live show on a network. We're just like a TV station. Sure, we got a bunch of podcasts here that we do, but this right here, this isn't a podcast. This is a live show. And that's special. And I feel like we need more of that in the world just because we've gone so far the other way. I guess the term jumping the shark. We jumped the shark again.
Well, it's
We've
the same
flooded
reason,
the market.
It's the same reason people weren't going to theaters.
Yeah.
Is because, or like once the streaming thing came out, is because the simplicity, the easiness,
Yeah.
and
Everything
the
we
lack.
talked about.
How schedules are so conflicting nowadays.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe it's kind of easier. People who work day shifts maybe sometimes can't go see nighttime movies, so they're like, well, they can go home from work and throw something on the Netflix, right? So the convenience aspect is like boom, and that's why it's good when these shows that we do get uploaded to YouTube afterwards, because people can watch them at their leisure. They don't
Yeah.
have to watch
Including
them at
this
4
one.
p.m.
Yeah, and I get
Central
that.
Standard Time.
That's where we get most of our views, is when those people choose to watch it. And we're so grateful that you do. I just feel like we've everything's so oversaturated now. We've gone so far the other way. There's got to be some sort of pullback to a middle ground somewhere. I just don't know where that is.
Well, I think it's going to be when it becomes less convenient. It's so convenient right now to watch anytime, but it's getting uncomfortable for people because now they have whatever they want to watch in the history of the world whenever they want to watch it. But it's the money to pay for those services. You know what I
Yep,
mean?
I
It's going to
definitely
get to
do.
a point where it's like, why am I paying $17 a month for Netflix to watch 2 shows? And I'm
When
like,
we used to
"Oh,
pay $50 a month for cable or for
Mhm.
whatever, and
you had history of everything.
still a
Mhm.
bunch of crap on. I don't know.
You're here, brother.
Maybe we should reach out to Netflix. We've talked about Netflix a lot on this show. Maybe
think
they
we
could
should.
be.
Yeah.
Get a representative.
support.
I do. I need you to wake Frankie up, Dragon.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. No. Hey, this is one of your most incredible performances in the history of this studio. No, you carried the show, brother.
Well, so we at least mentioned one thing about music on
Yes,
this
please.
part, and I discovered this a little while ago, and I haven't mentioned it because it obviously, slipped my mind. But I was reminded of it again this morning. So the band Minor Threat,
Yes.
they have a song, Stepping Stone, and Minor Threat was, in my mind, never one to do covers. They were like.
Mine are freaking threat, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Well, one of my favorite bands, one of the first bands that kind of got me into punk rock. But so Stepping Stone is actually a cover of a Sex Pistols song, which then is actually a cover of a Monkees song.
Get out of here.
The Monkees. And the Monkees used to have a TV show that was scheduled viewing that I would watch after school.
We're the
Hey, we're
Monkees.
the Monkees.
People say a monkey around.
We're too busy singing to put anybody down.
Come on.
Yeah.
Did you just, what's that called? You just Kevin Bacon
It's
us.
like, yeah. And I was just reminded of it again the other day. I'm like, oh my God, how have I not brought this up? Why is this not more
That could be the whole show next week.
relevant?
That could be the whole show next week when we get Matt from all the bands. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't know. I had to get that off my
That's
chest.
good.
You know?
You feel better?
One of those-
You look
and it,
great.
yeah,
Yeah, I
and
feel
it was
like you got
never,
it.
it was never advertised as a cover.
Yeah, people just took claim of it.
Right.
Netflixing all over us.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. We're playing the piano, by the way. If you want to give it away.
All
Okay.
right.
You're stuck in the grandma from Happy Gilmore mode. Whew, what a show today. We had a wild show. Wild day in the studio. We had the Bamford Bros in here with Caroline and Steph. Did a great recording with them. Those will be coming out over the next month. We also talked with another member of a band playing 3 Hall this Saturday night. We're going to play that for you on Thursday. It was my Christopher and the Saints. It was my buddy Nicholas. So it's very nice to meet him and talk all. He works CFCR. He's on the board.
Oh, yeah? Oh, nice.
Really good dude. Really good dude. So I told him, I said, hey, when you get back there, talk to Jay, talk to Arnie, talk to everyone in the shop and let them know, hey, we can promote CFCR here. We love CFCR.
Yep.
I always say, Once we get to a point where radio stations aren't really around much anymore, the FCR will always be. That is the radio station of the future, and we love them so, so much. Terrell Anders in the house. Love you, buddy. My dude. We had LB in here before. To the Photo Prospector. Oh my God. My mom loves you, Photo Prospector. That's you passed the mom test, so we can finally get married like we've always dreamed about. Maybe we'll even do it in the studio. Looking forward to more videos from you and more awesome stuff. And just love you so much, buddy. We will be back tomorrow and all the way around table minus Curtis Anderson. Possible Simon Hyatt. Possibly somewhere very, very cool and special. So it could be the first all the way around table that includes 2 different parts of the world. Plus here. We're gonna really try out our Zoom capabilities. So that's coming up tomorrow with Coach Mazer. We will have yours truly. We will have Adrian the Canadian and maybe some special guests. It'll be a lot of fun. Until that time, remember, karma's very real. Check out our descriptions. We have donation links there for Hockey Helps the Homeless as well. You can buy this book right here, audio version done. I guess right here. You Can't Stop Love. Boom. And we have our buddy Seahawks donation for his GoFundMe page. Remember, karma's very real. Do good things, they'll start happening to you. I love you. Have a great night.
Oh, you later.